What if someone owns their primary residence that they live in, they want to put an ADU in the back of their house, and they want to rent it out as a short-term rental on Airbnb or whatever other website? Is that something you can accommodate?
Sure. We'd be happy to make a construction loan to add a unit to a property, even an owner-occupied property, and whether they rent that or use it for grandma to live in is a little bit irrelevant to us. We're going to look at the value that's added to the property and determine if that makes our loan-to-value requirements or not, and more than likely it would.
And if someone has an existing long-term mortgage, can you do a second mortgage to provide the funds for the construction of that ADU?
It's possible. If they had a very large first loan, probably not, but especially a large loan-to-value ratio on their property. But if they had a relatively small first loan or a relatively low loan-to-value ratio, then it is possible we could do a second deed of trust construction loan. Pretty uncommon, but we could do it.
And if someone, in that scenario, if someone wanted to take out some equity out of their home in a second position mortgage and build one of these ADU units, what are the typical loan amounts for that, or what are the typical construction costs for let's say a separate structure on a property?
Well, construction costs vary widely in California. If you're in an urban Bay Area, Sunnyvale, Mountain View, Cupertino, construction costs for a detached unit that's going to have 4 external walls with siding on them and windows and a kitchen and a bathroom and everything else, your cost per square foot is going to be pretty high, maybe $400 a foot. If you were converting a garage, it might be less, say $300 a foot. If you were in Sacramento, you could probably do it for less than $200 a foot. So it does vary widely. But in those cases, you're going to add commensurate value. So an ADU in Cupertino is going to be worth quite a lot more than an ADU in Sacramento. So the cost to build relative to the value added is probably pretty similar.
And are the prefab type ADU units, are those becoming a lot more popular, or are people just willing to build the structure from scratch?
The mini houses are pretty neat. There's some great designs out there now, and I think they're becoming more and more acceptable. And especially with the cost to build being so high, it's kind of an attractive idea to try to get a prefab unit and just have a flatbed truck show up and you're 9/10 of the way there. You just need to build the foundation, get the utility hookups. I haven't seen a lot of it, but I would expect to see more. I think it's a great idea. We even saw a 40-unit apartment building going up in Oakland where they built a steel frame for it and then basically plugged in units that were built off-site. So manufactured housing is coming around again, and I think it's a good idea, especially given the cost to build today.
I met with a company at my office not too long ago called Mighty Buildings or Mighty Homes, I think, and they're based in Redwood City as well.
Oh.
And they're building these prefab ADU units, but with 3D printing. And I don't know how it works, but they're that might be a good option as
That's
well.
a big 3D printer. We'd have to look at that.
Yeah,
has to meet Uniform Building Code (UBC). So it'd be interesting to see how they're doing that.
Yeah,
it'd be fun.
All right.
So
sounds good. So anyways, if anyone has any questions about building an ADU on their property, Herzer Financial might be a good fit for you.
Well, we're gonna do the financing. You'll need to find a builder. But thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks, Rocky.